Hey there guys, Jared here from Business Warriors. Really excited because I'm here today with Marius Preez from Swell Marketing. How are you today, brother?
Good yourself, mate. Going awesome. Can't complain.
Fantastic. So we've been working with Marius for quite some time now as well, and this guy is an absolute dominant force within the digital marketing space, and he's got some exceptional results for his clients as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'll let him sort of take over from here and just sort of explain who he is, who he serves, and what sort of results he's been getting for his clients over the last 12 months.
Awesome, thanks, mate. Yeah, so pretty much, like you mentioned, I run a marketing agency. For me, it's particularly concentrated on working with mortgage brokers here in Australia. So that is my niche or my forte. I'm happy to say that's my expert or genius zone, and I don't really touch anything outside of that space purely because, one of the biggest things that I've learned through a lot of people and from you guys as well is you need to pick your niche, narrow it down, and just serve the people in there so that you become the expert, seen as the expert, and then take it further from there. So yeah, it's been really fun over the last 12 months. Obviously been in business, I think about 14 months, but learning a lot through a lot of people.
Fantastic. And Marius is that sort of guy of expertise where and mindset of where he looks for an ROI in any sort of investment that he looks at, whether he's working with anybody through various different areas of business, which is fantastic. And it's been part of the reason why he's been able to scale so quickly over the last 14 months, but more importantly, get some incredible results for his clients as well. If you want to share a little bit about just some of the results you've achieved just recently with some clients and stuff like that, mate, if you want to share.
Yeah, certainly, mate. Like you said, for me, the biggest thing in business has always been getting an ROI on investment. So as long as I see ROI, I don't care what's included or whatever, as long as I get something out of the back of it, and whether that's knowledge, whether that's direct cash flow, whether that's you name it, the people you hang around with or whatever, as long as I see something there, I'm happy to spend it. So it's constantly improving. And that's, I guess, the biggest thing if you're running your own business or thinking about starting your own business is learning from other people that failed before so that you can learn from their failures. It allows the speed to get wherever you want to be a lot quicker as well. Yes, it means you're going to invest your cash flow in it, but you shouldn't be thinking it as a burden. It's more of it's going to be, in the long run, it's going to be a lot better for you. But for my clients, obviously, I work with brokers in two models. So I show people how to do it, or I will do the work for them. Usually what people start realizing is it's never about the leads, to be honest. When you start getting that abundance of leads, where I start working with brokers where they get 50 or 100 leads a month, people realize, like, I need the right systems, I need the right process, I need automation, I need the right staff, and everything needs to be in place. Otherwise, you can get as many leads as you want, but if your conversion rate is only 1, 2, 10%, you're not maximizing on that. So for me, it's been a massive awareness to the clients that I work with is, like, leads aren't going to solve all your problems. You're going to have to put all the right systems in place, and everything works together to give you a holistic view of improving on what you have on your funnel, whether it's extra leads, whether it's extra calls, and just thinking, hey, one component's going to fix it all is not the way to think about it.
Fantastic. That's great, man. And look, to get 50, 100 leads and things like that for clients is absolutely fantastic. But more importantly, putting appointments in their calendar, which is a real key area as well, because appointments create sales, and sales creates growth of a business naturally. And really good points there, touching on automations and things like that as well. Because if you haven't got the right staffing, you haven't got the right automations, things like that in place, and you're only converting it 1 to 10%, you're not maximizing every opportunity where you are. There's things falling through the cracks, which is awesome. So I guess sort of looking back sort of the last 8 months, man, what would you say have been the big changes for you sort of working with us and mentors and things like that for you?
Like the last 8 months has been crazy, to be honest, mate. My business actually took off like only 4 months in. That's when things started taking off, and that's when I started realizing, like one of my mentors said, you need to narrow down. Don't try and serve everyone. Choose your audience. Start getting your message to resonate with them, and just work with them and narrow it down to one niche, essentially. But yeah, the thing for me was always like, I have a business coach, I have a Facebook coach, I have you guys that teach me how to do components on sales as well, on objection handling, on messenger bots and all of that. Then I've got guys that teach me Facebook, and then I've got other people that teach me sales as well, because like everything goes together to get you that improvement over time. So it's been a very driven factor for me to invest in people that have failed before, so that I don't have to go through those failures to do it. And I think that's one of the reasons like I've scaled so much further, so much quicker, because I'm happy to take cash flow out of the business, invest in something, so that I don't have to spend a month to try and work out how to nut out this process. So I just go to you and say, hey, you've done this before. Tell me how you did it, so that I can just learn exactly from your failures, find out what works, what doesn't work, implement it, and I save 3 weeks' time. So the biggest thing for people that they need to realize is like, you don't get more time. No matter how much money you have or anything, you never get more time. It's one of the resources we don't get more of. So you need to be able to find out from people who've done it before, so that you can save your time on that, or you need to outsource to other people to save you on that as well.
100%, totally agree. And you mentioned obviously a little bit around obviously the objection handling sales side, and a little bit around the messenger bots. What sort of difference has that made for your business to date?
Yeah, so like I messenger bots has obviously been like popular for however long, because you get like massive open rates and all of that stuff. But I never thought my market would accept that. And like when I started working with you guys, like the competition funnel is where you've driven so much things organically and through paid stuff. And I was like, I don't think this is going to work in my audience, because they're not going to take up my core product offering. So I was in that mindset. You got me over that, and actually I did it, and it worked. So the biggest thing for me was like my audience is not going to do this. But you guys pushed me, and I did implement it. And when I did that, I ran ads to it for 2 weeks, I think, because the competition like runs for 2-4 weeks. But the list I got for my ideal client after the competition was essentially over 100. So I think it was like 100, 150 or something like that. So which is really good, because it's not just an email though, because you obviously get that person on your sequence. But then also not just having that, but knowing what to do on the back end offer, which is what I thought I would stuff up on. And then when you guys explained all of that obviously, yeah, you're giving away whatever for whatever industry you're in, but as long as your back end offer relates to your front end offer, it doesn't matter. You still make profit. So yeah, I gave it a crack. Didn't think it would work. It did work. The messenger stuff definitely works. And to be honest, mate, I still use it now. So I've got I'm pushing people onto my messenger bot way more than emails. Even for simple things like an opt-in or whatever, I'll just push them to the messenger bot, because I get 90% open rate. So it's about building that bigger and bigger, so that when I make an offer, I push it out, then I know everyone's going to open it and see it, instead of 30% is going to open it and see it. So like that messenger stuff's been really awesome to make that happen. And then the biggest thing like with sales is you can learn from a lot of people. Everyone does things differently, but the more time you spend on the phone, the more objections you handle, the more you learn from someone how they're doing it, that's done call hours, the better it gets. So again, it comes down to, I'd much rather pay for someone that spent hours and on hours on a phone call to learn the tips, the tricks, certain words that you can use that makes a difference between how a call goes through, whether it's a conversion or not. So it's all about that. And yeah, it's obviously my sales is very unique to how I drive it. I like my sales script now and all of that, but objection handling is where it's all about. People think like your sale happens before. It's really, you want people to say no so that you can help them past that. And same thing, that's one of the things that I've learned from you, and one of the things I learned from other salespeople as well, is like you should thrive for that no, so that you know what you didn't answer in the sales call, so you can fix it on that opportunity.
Totally. And it's the no you learn from the most, not the yeses. So, the coolest thing about a lot of the sales processes is that if someone doesn't buy from you, there's a reason why, and there's something that you didn't do within that process in order to get it across the line. And obviously, one thing I admire about you, Marius, is that when you take things on, you implement them really quickly, and that's part of the reason why your business has scaled so quickly over the last 12 months or the last 14 months that you've been in business, is because you take things really quickly and you implement them into your business, and you're always open to looking at different things and considering them for a little bit and then implementing them and things like that. And obviously naturally now, as part of it, with the messenger bot side of things, driving a lot of traffic and stuff like that through it, so that you can put onto other offers and stuff like that from there. So exceptional work, man. And I think any broker that's out there that is looking for someone to be able to help take a lot of their lead generation, their business to the next level, Marius is definitely a guy. From what I've seen, from what I've heard, and what I've looked at over the last 8 months that we've been working together, man, you're definitely doing the right stuff there. So and transforming an industry, which is what it's all about. It's about making an impact, giving back, and you're definitely doing that, man, and I commend you for that as well.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome. So where to now for you? Like, what's sort of next steps for you, and what's sort of the plan for you for the next 12 months with your business and stuff?
Yeah, is a lot. Like, even just within the last month, I've put on 4 staff. So in doing that, I've realized that when you go from 1 or 2 people, it's like, yeah, it's fine. You think it's all good, but as soon as you add more people to the equation and you have to segment roles, it's like, oh shit, what now? So for me, like, the last few weeks has been heavy on training staff, which has been very hard, a lot more hours than usual. But now I get to see the other side, the light side of the tunnel, where I can now just give something to someone else and they will get the work done, and I don't need to worry about that. So it's given me the opportunity to look at extra things that I want to do in business, as well as, obviously, I want the opportunity to not always work and just work a set 6 hours a day is what I want to do. That's what I see as my goal. But also within those 6 hours, I wanted to look at expanding the business. So looking at the opportunity of working with financial planners, working with insurers, and all of that stuff. So for me to do that, again, I need to have the team in place, and that's what I've been working on. So for the next 12 months, I'll just be taking what I've done in the mortgage space, just picking it up and putting it into my next niche as well, and then doing the exact same, rinse and repeat that same process for the next stage of business.
Awesome, man. I'm really excited to see how that all transponds and so on moving forward from here as well. So once again, congratulations, man. It's been great working with you over the last 8 months as well. And I know the next 12 is going to be even more phenomenal as well. So
should be fun. Should be fun. Yeah.
100%. Awesome, man. So guys, if anyone is, if you're a broker, you're watching this right now, and Marius is your guy, basically, how could people reach into you, man? How could someone reach out to you if they were looking to work with you there and they're a broker? Yeah,
mate, like most of the stuff that I do is on my personal page. So either on Facebook or LinkedIn, if they just do a search for my name, I'm sure you're going to tag this somewhere. They can just have a look and go from there. So easy to have a chat. More than happy to chat on Messenger, and then if it's a fit, we can always pencil in a call with either myself or one of the team. So
awesome, man. All the best. Thank you very much, and so on for jumping on today. I know you're a very busy man, so wrap this up for today, guys. If you're a coach, you're a consultant, or you're someone like that that's really looking to take your game of business to the next level, you can feel free to comment below on this video or just reach out via Messenger, and once again, we'll reach out and speak further from there. Until then, remember, guys, if you don't fight for your own freedom, no one else will. So get out there, take action, make it happen, and we'll look forward to speaking to you very, very soon. Cheers. Thanks, Marius.
Awesome, mate. Have a good one.